Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Please ensure to like, share, and subscribe. And also click the bell notification in the top right-hand corner to be made aware anytime I upload tutorials or videos to YouTube. All right, let's craft together. Hey guys, today we're going to be using a Valentine um, mug wrap, and we're going to be placing it on this particular mug. I purchased this mug from Aviva Warehouse here in Dallas, Texas, and I'm going to be drinking my coffee out of it going forward. One of the things is perfect for the size coffee I drink. I only have 1 cup of coffee per day, if that. And then it has the we have the lid that goes on there. Because one of the things, guys, if you don't know about me, I'm clumsy. All right. So normally in the mornings when I have my cup of coffee, I'm trying not to spill my coffee. So instead of going with um, the glass coffee mug, I decided to go with this one because it came with the actual lid. And these are good for either hot or cold. And when I'm walking, I can close it off, right? So I don't spill my coffee. So now I can be all willy nilly. Do they still say willy nilly? All right, you know what I mean. I got this thing buttoned all the way up. Can be, I don't have to be super careful because it's closed off, so I don't have to worry about spilling any when I'm going to get ready to sit at the table to eat my breakfast and drink my cup of coffee in the mornings before I start work. All right. Now, we're going to use the convection oven today. We're not going to use the tumbler press because this has the handle on it. Okay, so I'm going to use my convection oven. I'm going to do this for about 6 minutes. At the 3 minute mark, I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to do it at about maybe 350. I'm going to put it at about 350 in my convection oven. Now, I do want to say, guys, I only use my convection oven. And see, that's why y'all should follow me because I don't bloop out nothing. You gonna get the real. I don't edit videos. I ain't got time for that. Okay. But I use my convection oven for sublimating on tumblers and mugs and things like that. I do not use my convection oven for food. Okay. So, if you know anything about sublimation, this is a sublimation blank. All right. So, it has been coated to receive the ink from the sublimation, the ink from my Epson Workforce 7720 back there. So, this has been coated to receive that ink. So, when we print this out on our sublimation paper, it's going to be very um, dull looking, okay? But then once we put it onto the tumbler, then it's going to become vibrant, okay? So it requires heat to become vibrant. What people like about sublimation is you can put this in the dishwasher, you can wash it in the sink, and you don't have to worry about, messing up your design or anything like that. So, when you're using vinyl on these, then you can't put it in the dishwasher. You just kind of want to wipe it clean instead of putting it in a body of water like your sink, because you'll ruin it, but not with sublimation. You're totally safe. All right. And the good thing with this is I can put it back. If I was going to gift this, I could put it right back in the bag and then put it right back in its little box right here. All right. And it would be perfect for gifting for Valentine. So we're going to do the Valentine mug wrap. I'm going to get this wrap from Creative Fabrica. And if you have a yearly or a monthly subscription, then you get the wrap for free. And even if you don't, then there's a small cost for the wrap that I'm going to be using today, which is absolutely gorgeous. But I highly recommend, guys, if you do not have Creative Fabrica, I'm trying to let y'all see I got a little tip on my nails. Y'all see that? I'm telling you guys, when I do my own nails, they grow fast, like seriously. All right. But anywho, thank you, Model One. But anywho, guys, you want to make sure that with this particular what was I saying? Oh, yeah, with this particular Creative Fabrica, if you don't have a membership, guys, I would highly recommend that you get one because you can pay for the yearly subscription and be done with it until 2025. Okay. And then you have all the fonts, the graphics, you have crafting projects out there that you can learn and everything in Creative Fabrica. You also have CF Spark for AI, and it's just so much that you can do or use Creative Fabrica for you as a crafter, you as an artist, etc. Okay. And for the month of February, guys, every day in the month of February, you have the opportunity by sharing your bundles from Creative Fabrica to win a Cricut Maker 3. All right. All right. Let's get to it. All right, guys, here we are inside of Creative Fabrica, and this is the Valentine's Day sublimation mug wrap that we're going to actually be doing. We're going to print this out using Cricut Design Space. So we're going to upload it into Cricut. I'm going to add my name to it because I think that'll be cute. And then we're going to print it out using my Epson Workforce 7720, and we're going to use my convection oven at 350 for 6 minutes. We'll rotate it at the 3 minute mark, um, and then we'll be looking at it. Now, what you want to take into consideration, guys, is that you do get a commercial license when you're using this, so you could sell the coffee mugs that you put this design on, or glass or whatever you're going to put it on, you can sell the product. Okay. All right. So all you have to do is just click on download. Now, I instead am going to go to my downloads because I have already downloaded this so that you can see here in my downloads that I have already downloaded it, so I don't need to download it again. All right. But if you ever download something in Creative Fabrica and you need to get back to the download, you just go to your profile and come down to my downloads. And this is where you'll be able to find the license keys and everything for that particular font or graphic or what have you. All right. Now, like I said, Creative Fabrica, you can get a yearly or monthly subscription. I highly recommend that you do the yearly so you can pay that one fee and be done with it for the next 12 months. So it'll take you well into 2025. And I will have the link for my affiliate um, for Creative Fabrica in the description of this video tutorial. So all you have to do is click on it and you can sign up. Again, I highly recommend going with the yearly. And then you can come back here and get all types of fonts, PNGs, graphics, any 3D type projects. You have access to AI and different craft, needlework, classes, tools, PLD bundles, etc. Okay? All right. So let's go to Cricut Design Space. So we have a blank canvas here. We're going to click on Upload, Upload Image, Browse, and we're going to grab the Love Potion Sublimation mug wrap. Now, I'm going to be sizing this larger than what the size is. So let me show you that right quick in Creative Fabrica. So when you go to the actual design, it tells you if you're using a 11-ounce coffee mug, then the size for your 11-ounce straight coffee mug is going to be 8.5 by 3.5. All right. However, mine is larger than 11 ounces because I love my 1 cup of coffee. Okay. So mine is going to be 11.8 by 4.2. That's the size I'm going to use in Cricut Design Space. All right. So you want to size accordingly. This is only, these measurements here are only for your 11-ounce coffee mug. Okay. But mine is larger. So that's why I'm going to go larger. Back to Cricut here. We're going to go ahead and click on Complex, Continue. And we're not going to do anything on this screen. We're going to click Apply and Continue in the bottom right corner. And we're going to go with the Print Then Cut. We're going to select that. You can save it. You can, leave the name here. You can do a tag for keywords that you have so that you can find or get back to this particular item easily. So you can easily go in and save that. I'm just going to go to Upload. And we're going to select it here and click Add to Canvas in the right corner. And this comes in super large. So you can see it is at a 17.708 by 7.292. We're going to click on the lock portion one time to unlock it. And this is where you would change yours to 8.5 by 3.5. I'm going to be changing mine to 11.8 by 4.2. That's the size I'm going to go with. And now I'm going to lock this back. All right. And then I'm going to go here to text. I'm going to be using this text called Madeline Heart. This is a font that I uploaded from Creative Fabrica. So I'm going to put my short name in here and I'm going to change it to, I want to kind of stick with the colors from the image here. So I'm going to go with the material color here for the pink. Let's see what the purple might look like. It might be cute. Got some purple in there. So we're going to take that and put it here. And then I'm going to hover my cursor over one of the little corners here or the edges. And that is going to allow me to be able to rotate. And we're going to bring that in some. And then I'm going to decrease the size because I want it to have a little breathing room. Move it over a little bit more and go in a little bit more. So let's move it. All right, that's kind of cute. I like that. All right, and the purple kind of sticks out. All right, so I'm going to leave it like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight everything. You can see here both layers. You have a layer for the name and a layer for the wrap. And I'm going to click on group right up above it. And then I'm going to come down to the bottom right and click on attach. That way, all of this will be on one mat when we go into Cricut Design Space instead of the wrap being one mat on one mat and then doors cutting out by itself. We don't want that. Okay. So we're going to have it just like this. And then we're then going to I'm able to do a larger print size, guys, because I have my print in Cricut Design Space set for 11 by 17 because I have a wide format printer. So I can put in the 11.8, 11 by 17, and it will allow me to print larger in Cricut Design Space. All right. But you can only do that if you have a printer that will accommodate 11 by 17. So now we're going to click on Make It. And you can see here that it says my material size is 11 by 17. Okay. Which is actually, I could get away with using I could do my 8.5 by 14, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use that for my sublimation paper. I'm going to use 8.5 by 14 because this is 11.8 and this goes up to 14. So we should be good there. And then I'm going to mirror the image. You always want to mirror in this particular situation. There are some times that you do not mirror, like with certain glass, you don't mirror. Um, like my cutting board, you don't mirror, but this you do mirror. Okay. And then we're going to click on, and you want to make sure the mirror is on because sometimes you can click it and it didn't take it, but you think it did. And then you find out after you print it that it did not. Okay. So you don't want to do that. So always make sure that this radio dial is over to the right. All right. And then we're going to come and click on continue here on the right hand side. Now, because I'm using the 11 by 17 settings in Cricut Design Space, it will not allow me to use my 12 by 12 mat. So I'm going to be putting in the 12 by 24 mat because it thinks that my paper is 8.5 by, well, my paper is going to be 8.5 by 14, but it will not let you change your mat size. But there are times you will when you can choose the mat size, but this is not one because we're printing larger. All right, let's click continue and give Cricut a chance to find my maker. Now I just have the Cricut maker, not the 3. We're going to send this to the printer and I have it on legal size paper, 7720. We're going to remove the bleed. We don't need that. We're going to use system dialog and print. And then I'm going to come here and just choose a couple of preferences for my 7720. So we're doing portrait here. Paper quality, we're going to have the main tray. We have it on color. I'm going to click on advanced. We want this on legal and not letter. And we're going to leave it on 600 by 600 color. And it may prompt us for the borderless printing, but we'll see. And yep, did. So we're going to let it resolve the conflict there. It's not going to be a deal breaker. What it's going to do is just not going to be borderless, but we don't really need it to anyway. And then we're going to click on print. So now we're going to be prompted to put the paper in my printer because I don't have any paper in my printer. So I'm going to come up on screen here. All right, guys, so I have my paper or my image just printed out. It's going to look very, very faint, guys. My name is there, but it's not going to become vibrant until we actually apply heat. All right. So we have to apply heat in order for this baby to work. Now, these registration marks, these black marks, guys, these are called registration marks. So if I was going to have Cricut to cut this out for me, then Cricut would um, look for these registration marks, each one of them, to determine where the actual cut marks are for my image. So I'm not going to use Cricut. I'm just going to go ahead and snip it out myself. And I'm just trying to make sure because this pink is very, very light. So I'm just making sure that I get it right on the money and cut that out. And so we will have the part where the handle is, and underneath the handle will still remain white, but we're going to be covering the remaining part of the mug. All right, one more little side here. And I see a little white that I left on the top, so I'm going to go back and get that. So we're going to come right here and put, because I don't want that white to show. Now the bottom is not such a big deal breaker because it's going to be on the bottom. There we have our print, and then I'm going to line it up with my tumbler or mug here, and it is perfect. All right, let me get it fitting perfectly. All right, so I'm going to get it centered. All right, so you guys can see that that part right there is still going to remain white. All right. Now they do have wraps that you can purchase from Etsy, guys, that will cover up the inside or underneath the handle and all that good stuff. This one, however, is not one of those designs. All right. So we're going to get this. All right. That's going to be perfect. So even when I'm drinking my coffee, you won't be able to see the white underneath. Okay, it'll look like the entire thing is pink, even though on that handle part, that's where the white will show, which is totally fine with me. All right. So I'm going to get some alcohol. I'm going to wipe this down. You always want to wipe down because, you see how I've touched it so much. We're going to wipe this down to remove any smears or fingerprints. And then we're going to come back and we're going to put this on with some heat tape. I'm going to use my shrink wrap as well. So I'm going to grab my shrink wrap and my heat gun, and then we are going to get this baby pressed on. Now, again, we're going to use my convection oven, and so we are going to be using the convection oven at 350. We're going to set it at 350 for 6 minutes. At the 3 minute mark, we're going to rotate it. And then once we finish the 6 minutes, we're going to allow it to cool down. And then we will take a look at all of this to see if our hard work paid off. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get this wiped down, get our shrink wrap and all that good stuff on, and then we're going to go from there. All right, guys. So I forgot that my shrink wrap is not going to accommodate this handle. All right. So we're going to nix shrink wrap. We're just going to make sure we take this baby down really, really good. And don't be like me, y'all. I just wiped this down with alcohol and now I'm dropping it all on the floor. All right, I think we're good. I was trying to grab my heat tape. I didn't bring my heat tape dispenser thing in here. So I'm just going to grab one of these. I got my convection oven heating up. I have it set for 350. I use the timer on my computer. I don't use the timer on the convection oven, and I have a heat thermometer inside of my convection oven. You can get them on Amazon, and that will help with determining what is the temperature inside of your convection oven. Okay, because you want to make sure that, when you open that door, the heat comes out, and you want to make sure that you do have the heat, um, the proper heat temperature inside of your convection oven. So I'm just going to put a couple of strips here because we're going to be closing off the top, the bottom. I'm going to have to close this off really good because I'm not using shrink wrap. All right, let's see how far this gets us. So I'm going to use my little cup holder here, and I'm going to try not to cut you guys off because this my computer, my laptop here is touch sensitive. So let me see if I can kind of come down a little bit so you guys can still see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my design down like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and place my tumbler or my mug inside of it. All right. And then I'm going to get it just right. Always make sure that your tumbler wrap or mug wrap is going in the right direction. You don't want to end up with it being upside down. And we're going to get this lined up where it looks pretty centered. All right, give me 1 second. I think I got more on this side than that side. It's going to take me a little playing around with. All right, so that one is dead on the handle. I want to make it as intentional as possible. And I'm talking about the white part that's going to be showing. I think that's going to be perfect right there. All right. So I'm going to take my, I really don't want to put this down. I'm going to take my tape and I'm going to come and close this baby off. Trying to make sure I got the top covered and the bottom covered and the sides sealed. All right. I'm going to close it off like that. So I got one side nicely taped. We don't want any air to be able to get underneath this handle because then you're going to end up with what we call ghosting and it's not going to look nice. So it is good that I left myself a little bit of room right before that handle to allow for the tape. Okay, we're going to close that off. My finger keep catching it. So I'm going to put it down on here and try not to cut you guys off. Keep in mind my cup thing here is made for a 20-ounce skinny tumbler. Let me see if I can sit it in like that. There we go. All right. It's like I get the perfect tape right there, and then it tries to come back up with me. So I need to be able to lay it flat. All right. Now I'm gonna go, oh, that feels really loose. We can't have loose. It's got to, this paper has to fit really tightly around your wrap. If it feels like it's loose, you're gonna have to start over. I'm gonna do the top first because doing it down the side is making my head hurt. So I'm gonna close off as much as I can around the top first. That still feels loosey. Okay, there we go. All right, so we got that part done. And then I'm gonna come down this side. You wanna close that side off, guys, as best as possible. Because if air escapes, it's a wrap. Not a tumbler wrap either. So we got to close that off as best as possible. Let me get another piece of tape here. I think this design is so cute. Now in Canva Pro, I can go in, I can recreate just about anything, y'all. But there are times that you just don't feel like starting from scratch and creating. So Creative Fabrica is the perfect place to go because you can just pick up a design and go with it, which is what we're doing here, using a pre-made design that's already put together inside Creative Fabrica. Now, when I feel like getting creative, then I'll use AI, ChatGPT, Midjourney to, do my thing. All right. We're going to make sure we got this baby really covered. Okay. So, since I can't use my shrinky wrap on here, and then I'm going to go in. Now, normally I don't use a whole lot of tape other than just putting the tape down the side seam, but because we have this opening here, I want to close off any possibility of air getting in there. So I'm going to close this top, and then I'm going to put a little bit more security on the sides or in that middle area right there. And again, I'm pulling my tape tightly because you want to make sure there is no air escaping. Okay? No air on our watch. That is the goal. Excuse me. I'm trying to leave a little bit of since I'm not using my dispenser, I'm trying to leave a little piece of tape hanging over so I don't have a hard time getting that thing off again. All right. So I have some larger shrink wrap, but it's not going to accommodate this handle. and I already know it, so that's why I'm gonna have to do this. Do this, y'all. Do this. We want a perfect sub. So now I'm gonna try to get up under this handle. So I'm gonna leave myself a couple of strips to help me out here. Just closed off my tape again. Dang it. One day I'm gonna be sitting where I have everything right there at my fingertips. It's just not today. Today's not my day, y'all. All right. Let's see if I can cut this down. That's one good piece right there. And I'm going to go on this bottom. Now I'm probably going to have heck trying to get this tape off when it's done. But guess what? Better safe than sorry. Y'all ever heard that before? So I need like 2 more pieces of tape, and I think I'm going to be good. I'm just making sure that tape is sealing off that bottom and that it's sealing off this top, because I don't want my tumbler wrap or my mug wrap to be ugly. I think I feel the tape. I think I got a piece right here. All right, put this little piece on there, and then we're going to the convection oven. Now, some of y'all might be good with using these. I'm more versed on skinny tumblers. That's what I've done more of, not really the mug. So y'all might say, girl, you don't need to do all that. Well, too late, because I've done it. Making sure we got that nice and sealed off on that top. All right. I think we are good, guys. We're going to go ahead and we are going to press this. Not press it, but you know what I'm saying. It is pressing it, but we're going to put it in our convection oven, in my convection oven, for 6 minutes, 3 minutes. We'll rotate it, and then we're going to pull it out, and we're going to see what we get. All right, we're going to hope for the best. And man, this is my first time not using shrink wrap in this situation, but I'm not going to put any paper around here to do anything. I'm going to go with it. All right, so let's go to the convection oven and let's get this sublimated. All right, guys, here we are at the convection oven. I actually have my heat thermometer in there to let me know what temperature it is on the inside of my convection oven. I'm going to use my heat glove to take out what I have in here. And our heat is perfect on the inside. We're going to go ahead and place our tumbler or wrap in there. We're going to let it go for 3 minutes, and then we'll rotate it, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I'll come back at the 3 minute mark and we'll rotate it. All right, guys, it's been 3 minutes. I'm going to rotate. We're going to let it go for 3 more minutes, and then we will be ready to unwrap after we let it cool down, of course. All right, guys, our 6 minutes are up. We're going to go ahead and take our mug out.
going to be super hot. You should be able to see the ink starting to bleed through, as we can here. So we're going to let this cool off. So I'm just going to place it on the top there and let it cool off. And then we will go in. Then once this cools down, we'll take and we'll unwrap it together just to see what we got. But it looks good. All right, I can see the ink bleeding through. It's very faint because it's a lot of pink, light pink. So we'll let it cool down, and then I'll come back and we'll unveil it together. All right, guys, it's cool. We're now going to go ahead and take the tape off of here. And this is the part that I knew was going to be hard. I'm going to try to use my scissors here to cut this off. Alrighty. Oh, it turned out so pretty. Look at that pink. Remember I told you that your color doesn't become vibrant until you actually apply the heat. So we got a really good sub on this. But y'all also know that I taped this baby to the bejesus. Alright, let's see if we can get this tape off here. Alright, so far so good. I don't want to use my sharp tools. There we go. Because I don't want to scratch it. All right. See if we can get it with my nail. All right. We are going to use my Cricut weeding tool here, but being careful not to scratch the mug. All right. Oh, it turned out so pretty, y'all. So you can see my name. Doris is there. So we got the nutritional facts, then the Doris, and the love potion. All right. So Cupid's Brewing Company. Oh, it turned out so pretty. All right, chime in the comments and tell me what you guys think. That is the Valentine's wrap. And we didn't do anything with the handle. So when I'm having my coffee in the morning, like this, because I'm right-handed, the love potion will be displayed. And then I can put my lid back on and close that off and have my coffee. All right. So again, the name is there. Remember, I told you it was going to be very, very faint until we apply the heat on there. All right. So chime in the comments. Tell me what you think. Again, we had our size measurements at 10.4 by 4.3. And we put it in a convection oven for 6 minutes. We did 3 minutes. And then we rotated it to the other side so that it would get everything on there. All right. And even though that looks backwards, it's not backwards, guys. It just looks that way on that side, but it's all going in the right direction. All right. So, but chime in the comments. Creative Fabrica is where we got our design from. And instead of using the regular coffee mug, glass coffee mug, we did this instead. Okay. All right, guys, that's it. Hey, if you're currently in my Facebook group, thank you guys so much for following me via Facebook. And if you would like to join my Facebook group, it is Candoris's Cricut and Creative Crafters. All you have to do is agree to the Facebook group rules and you are in, my friend. And then if you're currently following me via YouTube, thank you guys so much for the love and support that you show via YouTube. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, comment via my YouTube channel. And, if you're seeing me for the first time and you like my method of teaching, I have over 550 video tutorials on my YouTube channel, all types of crafting projects. Then please, 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 please subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. All right. All right, guys, that's it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. You guys know my motto. Again, I got this mug from Aviva Warehouse here in Dallas, Texas. It's like our 20-ounce skinny tumblers, but it's a coffee mug instead. Okay. All right. And I like it because of the lid. That way I don't have to worry about spilling my coffee when I'm walking. All right. You guys know my motto, each one reach one so that each one can teach one. And you guys have an amazing day. Bye.